Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we complete our first chapter about gravitation. Today, we are going to start a new chapter, motion of a rigid body, in which we are going to discuss a very important topic of moment of inertia. But before that, we need to explain some basics term related with the rigid body and its motion. Okay, so first of all, we see what do you mean by a rigid body. What do you mean by a rigid body? Consider that a body of any shape in which there are 2 points, point A and point B, and suppose the distance between these 2 points is equal to r. When a force is applied such a body, an external force is applied to such a body, then what happens? The position of the object may be changed. For example, this is B and this is A, but the distance between these 2 points remains constant. In such case, this body is called as the rigid body. Okay, so what is rigid body means? The rigid body is the body in which the separation between any 2 points, remains constant even after the application of external force. When there is a distance r between A and B and we apply a force to the body such that the body changes its position, particle changes its position, then the distance between point B and point A remains constant, that is equal to r. So we can say that what is the rigid body? The rigid body is the body in which the separation between any two particular points remains constant even an external force applied on it. Okay, this is called the rigid body. Now, this rigid body is made up of large number of particles. Okay, we can't measure the number of particles in a rigid body. It made up of a large number of particles. Okay, when we rotate this rigid body about an axis, when we rotate this object, rigid body, then all the particles, they try to move in a circular motion. All the particles, for example, consider that this is the rigid body which is made up of large number of particles. Suppose this is particles. So, if we rotate this object or this rigid body, then all these constituent particles revolve in a circular motion, and the center of all circular motion is same. That is, these particles are moving in the circular motion of a circle with a constant center. Then an imaginary line passing through the center of all particles which perform circular motion is called as the axis of rotation. It is called as the axis of rotation. Okay, so axis of rotation is nothing but the imaginary line passing through the center of a rigid body. Okay, now this is about the rigid body and axis of rotation. A rigid body may have one or more than one axis of rotation. Okay, so this is the rigid body and axis of rotation. Then we are moving towards the center of mass. What is the center of mass? If the body get rotated, if the body get rotated, then it is considered that all the mass of this rigid body is concentrated at a single point. It is concentrated at a single point, and such a single point is called as the center of mass. So, how we can define the center of mass? Center of mass can be defined as a point at which whole mass of the body supposed to be concentrated to study the motion of the body. If the body performing motion is in motion, then the mass of this rigid body is supposed to be concentrated at a single point, and such a single point is called as the center of mass. Okay, the center of mass of a regular shaped body is situated at the geometrical center. For example, ring, for example, sphere, cylinder, all these regular shaped body having their center of mass situated at the geometrical center. So, center of mass, what is center of mass? It is a single point at which the whole mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated to study the motion of the object. For example, our earth is rotating about its axis. If we consider this earth as a rigid body, then if this body or if the earth is rotating about the axis, about north pole and south pole, an imaginary line passing through the north pole and south pole, then we say that the whole mass of the earth is situated at the center. Therefore, in the derivation or in the expression used for the earth motion or the gravitation, we take the mass of the object or the mass of the earth at the center of the earth, because it is get rotating. Okay, so if the body is rotating, then we can say that the whole mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated at its center. It is called as the center of mass. And for the regular shaped bodies, the center of mass situated at the geometrical center of that body. Okay, so this all about the rigid body, axis of rotation and center of mass. Now we are moving towards the very important topic in this chapter, which is nothing but the moment of inertia. So what is inertia? Inertia means it is nothing but a property of the body or property of the object which opposes the change in its state. Okay, the first law of Newton states that every object or every body remain in a state of rest or the uniform motion unless an external force applied on it. Whenever there is an external force acting on a body, it changes its state of rest. But if there is no force acting on the body will remain in a state of rest or in the uniform motion. Such property of the body is called as the moment of, or it is called as the inertia. So what is the moment of inertia? Moment of inertia is nothing but the opposition to the angular acceleration of the body. How we can define this moment of inertia? This moment of inertia can be defined as it is the opposition to the change in the angular acceleration of the body, which is equal to the sum of, So what is moment of inertia? Moment of inertia is nothing but the sum of product of mass of each particle and square of distance from axis of rotation. So how we can define this moment of inertia? the moment of inertia of a body about an axis of rotation is defined as the sum of product of mass of each particle and the square of the distance of that particle from the axis of rotation. Okay, this is the definition of moment of inertia, which opposes the change in the angular acceleration. So, consider a rigid body which is rotating about this axis of rotation. And we know that this rigid body is made up of large number of particles. Suppose these are the particles. Suppose this is particle having mass m1, which is situated at a distance r1 from the axis of rotation. Similarly, this is a particle having mass m2 situated at a distance r2. This is particle of mass m3 and situated at a distance r3. And suppose this is a particle of mass mn which is situated at a distance rn from this axis of rotation. Then, according to the definition of moment of inertia, how we can derive a simple equation for the moment of inertia of a rigid body. Okay, so moment of inertia is nothing but the sum of product of mass of each particle. Suppose the first particle having mass m1 which is situated at a distance r1 from the axis of rotation, then the moment of inertia of the first particle having mass m1 is equal to m1 r1 square. Similarly, for the second particle, the moment of inertia is equal to m2 r2 square. In the same way, we can say that what is the moment of inertia of the last particle? The moment of inertia of the last particle is equal to mn rn square. As this moment of inertia is a scalar quantity which does not depend upon the direction, so what is the total moment of inertia of the rigid body is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3 up to what? Up to the In. That is moment of inertia of the nth particle. Okay, so we can write here this I1 is equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus mn rn square. Now this equation can be simply written as it is the summation of mi ri square where this I is vary from 1 to n. Okay, this is the summation of mi ri square where this I varies from 1 to n. So this is the moment of inertia, which is nothing but the sum of product of mass of each particle and the square of the distance from the axis of rotation. Okay, now we consider this rigid body is made up of large number of particles having different masses. Okay, mass of this particle is m1, of this particle is m2, of this particle is m3, mn. We consider different masses in a rigid body. If the rigid body is made up of the equal distribution of mass or uniform distribution of mass, then this summation will be replaced by the integration sign. If this object is replaced by an object with a uniform distribution of mass, uniform distribution of mass means the mass of the particular point, particular regions remains constant everywhere. Okay, so if we consider a rigid body having uniform distribution of mass, then this summation sign will be replaced by the integration sign. Suppose that we have a uniform distribution mass body in which we consider a small mass dm which is situated at a distance r from the axis of rotation. So in this case, what is the moment of inertia of the body? The moment of inertia of the body is equal to r square dm. That is equal to r square dm, where this r is the distance of this dm from the axis of rotation and this dm is the mass of the body at a particular place, which remains always constant. So this formula is applicable for the bodies having uniform distribution of mass, but this summation is taken when there is a consideration of the different mass of the constituent particles. Okay, now we are moving towards the SI unit of moment of inertia. What is the SI unit of moment of inertia? We know that this R, it is the distance from the axis of rotation and this dm is the mass. So what is the SI unit? The SI unit of this is kg meter square, kilogram meter square, or in the CGS we can write this as gram centimeter square. So these are the SI unit and this is CGS unit of this moment of inertia. And how we can calculate the moment of inertia? By using such type of formulation we can calculate the moment of inertia of the body. For calculating the moment of inertia of the regular body, we use this integration sign because we consider that in the regular shape body there is an equal distribution of mass. So we use this integration sign while solving or while finding the moment of inertia of a different shaped body. Okay, so this is the moment of inertia. Now, what are the dimension of this moment of inertia? The dimension of this moment of inertia is equal to, it is m, m1, l2, t0, because this moment of inertia does not depend upon the time. Okay, so this is the dimension, this is SI unit and this is the CGS unit of moment of inertia. Okay, what is the physical significance of moment of inertia? First of all, we must know what is physical significance. Physical significance means we must relate this moment of inertia with another term which can be measured. Okay, physical significance means we need to show that this moment of inertia is closely related with a physical term. And how we can determine this moment of inertia? The moment of inertia is nothing but the mass of the object. Okay, so if we measure the mass of the object, then we can measure the moment of inertia also. Okay, so moment of inertia is nothing but the mass of the object in the rotational motion. In the rotational motion, moment of inertia is the same term used for the mass in the translational motion. Okay, so mass in the translational motion and moment of inertia in the rotational motion, they both are same. So if we measure the mass of the object, we are going to measure the moment of inertia of the body. Okay, on which factor this moment of inertia depend upon? This moment of inertia depend upon the distance, it is depend upon the mass, it is also depend upon the distribution of mass. So moment of inertia is depend upon the three factors. It is depend upon distance from the axis of rotation, it is the mass of the object, and third one is the distribution of mass from the axis of rotation. So on all these terms, this moment of inertia is depend upon. Now we are moving towards another basic term which is called as the radius of gyration. Which is called as the radius of gyration. So what is the radius of gyration? Radius of gyration is nothing but the distance. It's nothing but the distance between the axis of rotation and a point at which whole mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated, that is center of mass. So how we can define radius of gyration? Radius of gyration is nothing but the distance between the axis of rotation and a point at which whole mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated. Such a distance is called as the radius of gyration. Is called as the radius of gyration. So such that there is a condition such that the moment of inertia of the whole body and moment of inertia of the point will remain same. If both moment of inertia remain same, then we can say that the distance between the axis of rotation and the object or the point mass, it is called as the radius of gyration. And how radius of gyration can be calculated? We can calculate radius of gyration in each regular shaped body. Okay, so what is the formula for finding the radius of gyration? We know that formula for moment of inertia I is equal to m r square, but we can write in the case of radius of gyration I is equal to mk square, where this k is nothing but the radius of gyration of the body about the axis of rotation. So what is k? This k is equal to under root I divided by m. This is I divided by m. What is the SI unit this radius of gyration? The SI unit of this radius of gyration is meter. In in the SI system and in CJ system it is centimeter. Okay. So and what is the dimension? The dimension is equal to L1. All the other dimensions will be constant, M0, L1, T0. So today we discuss about the rigid body, axis of rotation, center of mass, then moment of inertia, its physical significance, and then finally we learn about the radius of gyration. So today we discuss the basic terms related with the rigid body or the motion of the rigid body. In the next lecture we are going to discuss very important theorem about the moment of inertia. It is the perpendicular axis theorem, and then we are moving towards the parallel axis theorem, and after that we need to find some formulas for the regular shaped body, moment of inertia of some regular shaped bodies. Okay, so this is enough for today. Have a good day. Bye.